Alrighty guys, and welcome back to another educational informative Dead by Daylight survivor game on Ormond. Now the first thing we're going to have to note right now is what information do we have? Did we spawn with any of our allies? We have one teammate on a generator. I've jumped on a generator. Who's the killer? Can we hear anything? That crow's my indicator if the killer comes from behind and isn't in stealth. A ghost face will trigger that unless he's crouching. Looks like we're versing a clown. Here he comes. Just show him what he wants to see and then go the complete opposite way. He's holding that bottle. Exact same thing, show him what he wants to see, and then go the complete opposite way. I don't want to be here right now. Unfortunately, I'm in a very bad spot, but there's a good chance he'll see my teammate. And that way I can just lose a killer. I didn't want to lose a killer. Teammate takes a hit and drops the pallet. That is not what we want to see. Alright, I don't want to work on my teammate's gen. Despite there being a pulled down pallet, it can be reset. I want to work on this one here. Now, why would I work on this one? Well, let's talk about the clown. The clown's 115% base movement speed killer. He can use a bottle to increase his movement speed by 10%, which is the equivalent of Bloodlust 3. So, do I want to do generators closer to the middle or generators closer to the edge of the map? The answer is I want to do generators closer to the middle. That way the killer is forced into a situation where they have to go around a wider or larger proximity. So if we do the gens near the middle of the map, then the killer runs through the middle of the map. The killer's running through a killer dead zone. What's the killer dead zone? Oh, my bad. A killer dead zone is referred to as an area where a killer is not doing their only goal. You gotta remember, for a killer to win a game of Dead by Daylight, what do they need to do? They need to protect their generators. Oh, good stuff. I didn't expect him to do the double step and expect me to step into his smoke. I tried to play silly, and, you know what? I kind of mind gaming myself here, aren't I? I might be in trouble right now. Block line of sight so he doesn't prep a bottle. Yep, here we go. Alright, take as much spacing as I can through that window. Pallet is down. He does have a few bottles left, so let's remember that. Let's use line of sight as long as I can. Good, I'm not going to play around that. Let's use line of sight here. Let's move to the next one. You got to remember, that's how you want to play against the clown. You treat him the same way you treat him the artist, same way you treat a doctor, same way you treat a... well, realistically, a clown. Any killer who's about shutting down a loop that you're currently at, you take him to the next loop, to the next loop. Especially the most important killer to shut down, which is the knight. Why the knight? Well, first of all, the knight is able to put a guard down, and the guard will always follow your path. Looks like the killer's going to be pulling the plug, guys. Hopefully there's some educational, informative Dead by Daylight killer content there for you guys to be able to learn against the clown. So, what did we know? Every time he entered a chase with me, I took him to the next loop and rotated away. I know it's going to be a very short video to look at this one, but let's just remember what happened. The killer didn't overcommit to his chases, which was good for him. I showed him what he wanted to see in certain directions, like at windows and at pallets, and he would go with what he saw. I showed him what he wanted to see, and then I'd rotate the opposite direction, or I'd block his line of sight. I made it so he couldn't anticipate my movement with the bottles. So, what was the correct play for the clown? Well, he should have yellow bottled himself, so he was able to catch up to me faster. Hindering my movement speed is painful, but increasing his movement speed amplifies his lunge, and his distance closed between us, and he can enter chase and enter bloodlust as well through that. Anyways, guys, that's going to be a short but sweet educational, informative Dead by Daylight survivor game. If you enjoyed the educational, informative commentary, make sure you tune into the live stream. I do educational, informative DBD killer and survivor content over at Twitch, if you guys want to tune into that. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the fog in the next video. Have a good one. Cheers.